Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome if you all are new. In today's video, I'm sharing with you some DIY, Dollar Tree and budget-friendly decor projects and ideas. Listen, I love to share with y'all how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Punch that bell. It will update you every time I post a new video. I post several videos a week on YouTube as well as several a day on Facebook. So join me, you guys, let's get crafty. But I also have my creative director, BINGE Bear here. Say hey to BINGE Bear. And let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafty. I found this beautiful succulent wreath on the Williams-Sonoma website for $139, and I decided to dupe one using Dollar Tree supplies. So starting out, I just used this green Dollar Tree foam wreath, and then I grabbed several different styles of Dollar Tree succulents, and I just clipped the little large plastic end off, and then I kind of arranged them around the wreath to make sure that they were kind of staggered. Mine is going to be a little bit different than theirs. I actually did this after I searched for succulent wreath. I've always wanted to make one and just curious, I thought, well, I'm going to see how much they go for, and I found that one. I was like, oh wow, okay, so we did pretty good with this one. So anyway, you're just going to add hot glue to the back of your succulent, and then you're going to pop it on to your wreath base form. I will tell you, on these longer succulents, I did have to kind of hang on to them to let the glue dry. So you may want to pop on a show and give it just a sec or two to really let that glue dry. As you can see, that larger one kind of wants to pop off, but they stay on there really nicely after the glue dries. And also you could even take and with a crafting tool, pop a little hole in there just to give it a little bit more depth, since some of the succulents from Dollar Tree are a little bit taller. Now I'm adding these cute little colored succulents, and that's another thing Dollar Tree has been putting out, is these pretty pastel succulents. So you guys can really get creative with it and make this your own. So once I had all of my succulents added, I decided to go in with some of the Dollar Tree moss. Now you could use green moss, but I just decided to use the brown moss because the brown moss kind of like really holds together, and I also wanted to give my succulents kind of something to offset. So the succulents would be the star of the show and the brown moss would kind of be in the background. And so just using hot glue, I attached the brown moss in and around the outside of my wreath, and then in and around the inside of my wreath. Be careful not to burn yourself, because when you glue the moss on, that moss is kind of exposed a little bit. But here is how it turned out. I believe, let's see, I probably spent about $10 to $15 on succulents, and then the wreath base, and then the little moss. So I think for about $15, we did really amazing compared to the $139 cost. And you guys could even take some smaller succulents and pop those in there. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I wanted to share with y'all how I'm going to use these little wooden block insert drawers. So these were from another Dollar Tree DIY that we did, and I saved those little wooden drawers. So I'm just going to hot glue 4 of them together and create a really neat little planter box. This is going to be, I want to make it look a little bit more kind of boho chic, I guess. And so I'm just going to hot glue them all together end to end, and then face the little cutouts on the inside, that way you can't see them. And then taking one of these Dollar Tree placemats that looks to me like it could have like a faux tile look, and I'm just going to cut out the round part of the tile, and I did measure it to make sure it was the size of my little box, and I ended up using 2 of these, but you guys could really get creative and cut out more shapes and just make it look super cool. This is just kind of an idea. And so I'm taking my Waverly Antique Wax and this little sponge brush from Dollar Tree, and I'm just sponge brushing the entire creation here, and then with some hot glue I just added the cute little faux tiles to the front. And honestly, I was super excited with this. I really wanted to do something that looked a little bit more high end, you know. And here's another little hack for you. If you have these little smaller wood boxes, the Dollar Tree foam dice fit perfectly down into your box, and you can just take a little little crafting tool because they're really snug in a bug rug, and you can just pop your greenery in that way. So Dollar Tree is carrying some amazing greenery. You guys are going to have to check it out. But I'm just trimming off the greenery, and then with the little holes that I poked using my crafting tool, I'm very easily, no glue required, popping these in here. You could even add in some extra glue. I kind of even shook it around to make sure that they were going to stay, but you could even hot glue the ends of your stems if you wanted to really make them secure. Like maybe you're putting this out on your patio. I'm going to use it on my dining room table, but if you're putting it out like on your patio, you may want to add some dabs of hot glue. But I'm telling you, these little foam dice are a great hack for floral foam. And so here is what it looks like with just 2 bundles of greenery. I decided to fill it out even more and add 1 more bundle of greenery just so it looks nice and full. And then I use a little bit of moss in and around where the foam blocks are, because we don't want to see them, of course. And that also gives it like a really natural kind of earthy appearance. And it looks so fabulous popped into my little table centerpiece. I put it on top of a couple of vintage books just to give it some dimension and this feeling like we're kicking back with our summer table. We can grab a book, a cold drink, and just enjoy. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to create a super adorable 3-tiered tray, and I'm starting out with one of these Dollar Tree candlesticks. I'm using E6000 glue for the permanent hold, and then a little bit of hot glue for the temporary hold, and I'm going to pop that on to this pretty set of Dollar Tree aqua dishes. So if you guys pop into your local Dollar Tree, you're going to see really beautiful colorful dishes. And if you don't want to like change out all of your dishware, this is a really fun way to add a pop of color to your table centerpiece or your coffee bar. And so I'm repeating the same steps with all of the candlesticks, just adding some E6000 glue and hot glue. And here's a little note: you all don't have to use the hot glue part if you're going to have time to let these set up. So I've shared with you guys how to create different things like this, and if you just take the E6000 glue and do it step by step and let the E6000 glue dry for about an hour or so, and then add your next layer, you won't have to use the hot glue. The hot glue can kind of make it sometimes a little bit goopy where it doesn't hold as well as it should. So honestly, I would just suggest using all E6000 glue, but for video purposes, I am using some hot glue so I could share with you guys how it all comes together like in a decoration fashion. And so here it is with some faux lemons, limes, and oranges. Now these are so fabulous if you love to pop, faux fruit into your decor, which I do. They were on Amazon. I'll link some in my Amazon store, and it did say that they weren't going to come until May, but they came actually super quickly. So I thought they looked really fresh and fabulous, and we're going to do some more DIYs that these are going to be featured in. So I just thought that they were a nice, beautiful pop of color. And of course, you guys could use real lemons and limes or whatever you want to display on your pretty little tray. This next Dollar Tree DIY is such a fun one. You're just going to take some greenery, and I took a piece of lamb's ear and then some of this Walmart lavender, and using some zip ties, I just zip tied them together, and then I used some smaller pieces of lavender left over from another project, and I'm going to zip tie them on to the top. So you can use like a piece of garland. I just used the end of a lamb's ear garland, but any greenery back behind this would work. I wanted this to have like a French farmhouse chic effect. When you look at magazines and they're sharing a lot of French decor or farmhouse decor, you'll see hanging bundles of lavender during the spring and summertime. Now I'm going to make a really cute little easy bow using my easy bow maker. You guys can grab these at the craft store or on Amazon or Deco Exchange, or you can just make a quick little bow by hand. I have a great little Olivia bow video I'll link down below for you. So for this bow, I am doing a little bit smaller. It's going to be 5 inches across if you do have an easy bow maker. And I do love the easy bow maker because it saves my fingers after long stretches of crafting. Sometimes I just get lazy, honestly, and use it. But you guys can see all you have to do is pop your ribbon in and it holds it right there in the center for you, and then you have 2 beautiful little tails. Now listen, don't forget to dovetail those ends. Using some scissors, just pinch this and cut a little triangle in an upwards direction. And if you guys can tell, I still have not found my craft scissors. I'm still using kid scissors. I'm gonna have to make a point this weekend to order some new crafting scissors. Okay, so now I'm just going to fluff out my bow, and really that's the secret to your bow. You've got to give it a good little fluffing. I like to fluff it after I get done making it and then once I get on to my project. And I have been loving using zip ties for the center of my bow. It's got a really great hold. You do want to, though, use something to cover up the center of it unless you're really going to give your bow a nice fluffing and you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to pop it onto the top of my little hanging lavender bundle, and this is probably the easiest floral that I have done all season. So you guys can totally do this, especially if you're a newbie arranging florals, or maybe you just don't want to do any big floral arrangements, but you do want a pop of color and a hint of springtime French farmhouse lavender somewhere. Now I'm using this little Dollar Tree smaller ribbon, and I'm just going to cover up my zip tie by winding it around the top of this, and then you can use that same ribbon to make like a little hook that your pretty lavender can hang from. I have this cute little shelf in my dining room, and I was looking at it and I didn't have anything hanging on the little hooks, and I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be cute to do like a little French farmhouse chic look? I have some vintage dishes that I picked up. Now, here's another fun idea. I don't think that these normally would be a hanging like arrangement bundle, but we're going to use some of this Dollar Tree longer white blooming flower, some Dollar Tree greenery, and then just some of these bits and bobs of lavender that I had left over. Again, just kind of creating that fresh farmhouse appearance, and like it's just been freshly picked from my garden, even though it's faux. But hey, there will be no mess or fallout from these. So again, I zip tied everything together, and then just using this cute little piece of ribbon, I'm going to tie off the end and then also create a little hook for it. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to create a really super easy little high-end kind of Pottery Barn inspired raised bowl. So I'm taking this little Dollar Tree trinket box, I flipped it over, and then using some hot glue and one of those succulent garden plastic planters, I'm just going to hot glue the planter to the top of this little flipped over trinket jar. And once you have it on there, it stays really well, and you can choose whatever spray paint you love. Pottery Barn has really been featuring a lot of like the faux pottery look or concrete look, and so I did have this satin spray paint in my stash. It's Rust-Oleum 2X, and it's a really pretty beige. It's not like all the way beige, but it's kind of a light beige. Anyway, I just took it outside and gave it a nice coating of spray paint, and I did it on flipped over. Now, I did this because in case I wanted to put some wrapped candies or something inside of it, or anything inside of it that shouldn't have spray paint touching it, I wanted to make sure that I was able to do that. Now I'm just going to do another one to match it, but do it a little bit taller by using this Dollar Tree candlestick, and again just hot gluing the little succulent container to the top of the candlestick. And then this time I decided to use some black paint on this one, although I was running low on my black paint, but I gave it a good spray color, and you guys can really do these in any color. It doesn't have to be the neutral muted colors that Pottery Barn is showing. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how to create kind of a more high-end look on a budget. And then once those had dried for about an hour, I just popped in some seashells and these little faux candlesticks that I want to share with you guys how to make using Dollar Tree supplies and some candles. And there we have like a really beautiful kind of spring, summer, beachy table centerpiece. And I think these would be lovely in an entryway table or even on a coffee table if you don't have small children or pets. I put this on my dining room table. I thought it was so fun and fabulous. And really, the sky is the limit on what you want to display in your beautiful little pedestal bowls. So just get creative with it, have fun, and go for it. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I wanted to share with y'all how to create those really cute little kind of high-end looking candles. And again, these are a Pottery Barn dupe. I'm just going to take 2 of the little Dollar Tree insert drawers, and they come in those little wooden boxes. And I had used the wooden boxes for a different craft, but now I'm going to use the drawer part. So I just hot glued them end to end, and I left the little cutout on the top. And I'm going to use one of those little Dollar Tree party glasses to pop into it. So I'm just using this Waverly antique wax to give it a nice good little coating here to kind of give it that kind of wood effect, but that really, pretty high-end wood effect. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to paint my little plastic party cups with some black spray paint. I painted them on one side but not on the inside, and then I did have to pop out some more of the cutout, and then just using some hot glue I popped my little party glass into here, and that created like a little bowl to put my candle in. You could also pop like some little faux succulents into these, but here they are. And then I just used some little Dollar Tree rocks, but again, really get creative with it and customize this to match whatever decor that you love and whatever decor that you're decorating your home with. And then once I had those popped in, I just added in some cute little votives, and you guys could use real votives or fake votives, depending. And then you guys have this little fabulous candlestick holder that looks really high end, but it's on a total budget. So now, the other thing is the little part of the cutout is still facing the other direction. So you want to stain the inside of your box, or you could even pop some little seashells or goodies inside of that. So here it is popped into my little dining room table, and it's so fun, fabulous, on a budget. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, this is so fun and easy. You're just going to take some Dollar Tree coasters and whatever color of either placemats or scrapbook paper you love and customize them to suit your fancy. So I'm just using the rest of that other plastic placemat that I had used on the other project. I want this all to be cohesive and match, so I'm just cutting them out the size of my little coaster, and then I'm simply going to hot glue them to my coaster. And these are more for decorative purposes. Of course, if you were going to be using drinks that you really wanted to have absorption with, you may want to use just the coaster as is, but I wanted them to look a little bit more high end and just a little bit more decorative mixed in with my decor. So I'm going to use them as a centerpiece on my little table setting, and then also probably pop them outside on my patio for some cute little coasters. And voila, here is how they turned out. I think they're really beautiful. And again, they go in with a little centerpiece and these little pretty little aquamarine glasses that Dollar Tree is selling. Oh my goodness, I think they're so pretty and high end. And it just gives that nice little subtle pop of color. Very balanced, budget friendly, and also a little bit boutique gorgeous. Now this next Dollar Tree DIY is so easy. You're just going to grab a Dollar Tree candlestick and one of their like little small fishbowl looking glasses, and using some E6000 glue or hot glue or both, whatever floats your boat, you're going to add the little bowls to the top of your candlesticks. And honestly, I just suggest using E6000 glue if you have time to let it dry. Now for video purposes, I needed something on here that would dry fairly quickly, and so I kind of combined both of them, but I do find that just the E6000 glue glass to glass really does work the best. So anyway, you're just going to pop those onto the top of your little candlesticks, and then you guys can get totally creative on how you want to use these. You could pop them into your bathroom, put some cotton balls, some whatever you want to that you need maybe on your beauty space. Now I decided to use these on my table, so I'm just going to pop some little Dollar Tree stones and marbles. I love this aquamarine color. I think it's so beautiful and subtle and elegant for summer. And I'm going to make these into like little succulent planters. It's going to kind of go along with my little succulent wreath that I created earlier in this DIY video. And then here is how they look just with the stones. I think they're really pretty, but then you can go one extra step and pop some succulents in and just make them look so beautiful. And I feel like they look really high end. You could even paint the bases of the candlestick if you wanted. Here is how they turned out. Okay, so as always, I asked you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. Now later on today, I'm going to be announcing the winner of my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. So all you guys have to do to enter is answer my secret question, and my secret question is, what is your favorite summertime plant? So drop a comment down below, leave an emoji. I love to hear what you guys love for summer. I'm going to be doing some gardening, hopefully now that all the frost has passed. Thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and an honor to have you all here. Thank you for everybody that comes back and watches my videos and loves on me in the comment section and is kind to everybody else and that helps answers questions on Facebook. You guys, this is truly a community, and I'm kind of like a little one-woman show over here with my glue gun and my camera and you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Hey, listen, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. I do giveaways, so you don't want to miss out on that. And if you punch the little bell, it will update you every time I post a new video. I post 3 videos a week on YouTube, as well as several videos a day on Facebook, just to keep you guys motivated to craft and decorate. And I know so many of you all comment that my videos have helped you and inspired you, so I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you all being here. So I want to hug your hearts so tight and encourage you all to keep up the good work crafting and decorating. Listen, if you're brave enough to share pictures of your home decor and DIY projects, I do have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page, and you don't even have to share pictures over there. You guys can just follow along and be inspired. I'm inspired by you guys every day, truly. It's a free group page, so pop over to Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page, follow me over there, pop onto my group page if you are inspired or you want to just connect with other crafty decor friends. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I'm thankful and blessed to have you here. I am hoping that you guys have a wonderful, blessed weekend, and I'll see you guys next week for some more fun crafting and decorating on a budget. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.